Oh my gosh, Armour, fair play. Hi everyone, sorry for the delay. Yeah, a few setup issues today, including if I get the camera up. There we are. That's bigger. Jazz and Cam this week. Today even. Yeah, so no Beat Saber today, sadly, because of this. Which is definitely from when I took my computer apart and dusted it the other day. And yeah, so the Bluetooth is now, yeah, there might be a way to fix that, but screw it, I've ordered another antenna. Yeah, a bit of a pain, but like, I mean, I didn't like use a hatchet or anything. Like, I'm not really sure. Yeah, I mean, well, honestly, the material feels so. I feel like that could happen easily. I guess the lesson of future is just. Lesson of future is just to incinerate it, though. Maybe just take that antenna off as gently as possible. Knowing me, I probably wasn't as delicate as I could have been. It's still alive. Yeah, I did that because of just because it's a slightly shorter stream today. Yeah, we're only going for a couple of hours, so I want to see if we can get not have too many song requests left by the end. I think 2 is a fair compromise, right? So I don't mean to alarm anyone, but I do have new glasses and I've had a haircut. I hope this is okay. I hope none of this is distressing in any way. Yeah. These, I think I underestimated how big these ones are. Yeah. These ones even have a bit of orange on them. I'm going a bit mad like that. Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, I mean, my, no. Because for a laugh, I was going to... my glasses that were current until I got these new ones, I could totally just, like, pop the lens out of one of them. Just to be like, look. And I could put the lens back on fairly alright, but that was kind of a... Well, okay. And also, I think I'd lost my spare pair of glasses, because of course I did. So, yeah, that was definitely... you really need multiple pairs, don't you, just in case? I have sat on glasses before, so that's great. Stream buffered. Oh, well done, Alba. You have no idea how close I was to sincerely being like, has the stream buffered? Oh my goodness. Oh my, it just, yeah. Well done, Jasmine. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so nothing too crazy today. Again, sorry for the lack of the usual, just quickly so you can briefly hear this, although we will unmute it. I don't think there's too many Pokemon remixes in this, but... Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'd completely forgotten about this, but this was from the big, I guess maybe a bit ethically curious, the big Nintendo Giga leak from, I think it was 2020? The world may have shut down, but at least we got to see a lot of cool Nintendo stuff. But then on the other hand, a lot of employee personal details got out from that, unfortunately, which obviously sucks. But yeah, Picross was listed by Melatonin as a favourite game, the DS version specifically. Which made me smile, because I think I remember seeing Melatonin talk about that. Yeah, this would have been a long time ago now. I certainly remember a bit of Picross hype on the forum. And that definitely got me to get it on DS, and then the... Oh, sorry, still alive. I don't have the washing lines on this. I know Garge is heartbroken about that. Yeah, I've played quite a few Picrosses over the years. They're usually pretty similar, right? But I thought this would be fun because it's, yeah, an unreleased fin. Seemingly finished as far as I could tell. Like, I guess just this was just in the, and of course there actually would be a released Pokemon 3DS Picross game. Like, I think the only difference with, I don't think there's like, I don't think you do Picross battles necessarily. But yeah, it is totally the classic. Yeah. Actually, this might be hard to commentate. It might just be a lot of me thinking out loud. We've got a cute, I wonder if that's more or less the same pixel art from the Pokemon Yellow, the ones that you stitched, Sarah. There's probably only so much wiggle room for a front-facing pixel art Pikachu at that resolution. Hiya, B. How are you doing? You guys talking about... Oh, yes, the Twilight Princess. Yes, I did redeem that. Yeah. Bit of an odd... I remember Midna sarcastically explaining Picross to you in that. Yeah, that was a Club Nintendo film, wasn't there? It has shown up a bit here and there over the years. It is, like, there was a... Today, actually, we almost streamed... So, you know, the SNES had that Japan-only teleview, it's called, which, unfortunately, sometimes has the acronym BS, quite unfortunately. But they did a lot of cool download stuff on that, right? And they did do some Picross stuff on that, which technically means there is a Super Nintendo game. There is technically a Pokemon Super Nintendo game. Because there is actually one of those Picross downloadable things they did on that. This Japan-only SNES satellite service. It had a lot of Pokemon solutions. So I thought that'd be quite fun, but then I got reminded of the existence of this. And I was like, wait, no, this is cooler. Even it is adorable, isn't it? I'm curious what it's doing with the like I think I found out about this in doing the big Giga League. Thought, well, that's cool, and then didn't think of it again until now, basically. Again, I suspect not much is different about it. Maybe they there is definitely a storied history to Picross, where, like, I don't think Nintendo made it. They certainly did a lot with it. And there's certainly a crap ton of Picross stuff on the Switch. If you want in. No Twilight Princess or Pokemon themed ones, unfortunately, but relevant to me, there is a Mega Drive Master System Sega arcade themed Picross game on there. On the Switch, that is, and that was my work break game for a while, that. Oh, it's like a Sudoku puzzle, this sort of thing. Who's that Pokemon? It's somewhat coloured in kind of Diglett. I guess it could also be an episode of Who's That Pokemon there's. But I don't know how obvious it'll be. Just quickly, I do want to... Again, we'll mostly play just with some requests today, but this is my first time playing this at all, and, you know, I know mostly what to expect, but... What is this? I did that. Hey! That's nice the colours are in. Yeah, it is cute, isn't it? That's, forgive me, I forgot to restart the save, but all you missed was the trainer on the left. He doesn't look very recognizable anyway, but just I'm saying, oi, come on, Pikachu. We're gonna be the Pokemon Master by doing newspaper puzzles. Which I think we can all agree is an excellent fit. That could totally be a sound effect, couldn't it? Yeah, who's that Pokemon? But yeah, I hope you've all had a good week. I think we're all very happy with how the whole GRcade charity initiative has gone, right? Ale, of course, doing just that mammoth, crazy 24-hour stream that went down really well. I'm really happy for him and the community, and most importantly, the cause we're raising for on that. And my character in XCOM he made of me that had Guile's hair. I affectionately called him Broccoli Guile. Green-haired Guile, Jasm. Even like specialized in grenades, which are sort of like sonic booms, kind of. Here you go, Robert. And yeah, Flipnote was really cool as well. I certainly never made anything particularly special in it, but I remember like seeing the cool things people made online. Especially Kiki Flipnote. I'm not sure if they still refer to themselves as that, but that's like the really amazing French artist that did lots of like just outrageously good animations with like dancing pigeons and foxes. I think still quite active to this day. I don't know if they're still using Flipnotes. Is that the Very good. I mean, granted, they are cheating a bit here because they're not. Now that I think about it, they're not really pixel art and.
So, there are a lot of you comment about Nikoni Koni. The first thing that comes to my head is, what the f is Nikoni Koni? So I searched for Nikoni Koni on YouTube, right?
And possibly. Is that a French accent? Might be wrong.
I guess.
It'll be a wall of smoke.
Remix about it, the first thing
I don't know if this counts if they're just drawing over
because it's
the
and then I'm thinking,
the mess of pixels we've ended up making.
So I opened Ableton and started composing.
How to feel about Pikachu doing this?
Right at the bed and started choosing drum samples. And I started
we'll say Pika's doing pottery there.
This video is not supposed to be a tutorial video.
Adds of comfort was fun to mindlessly draw. Oh no, your 3DS touchscreen, yeah.
The song is ready.
We were musing the other day about how fragile DS and 3DS touchscreens were, right? Which is a bit of a shame for how heavy duty, you were going to end up being on those, right? But yeah, it was quite a powerful tool, Flip though, wasn't it? Yeah, indeed, you did see some amazing creations on there. I can only imagine. Like, I guess it reminded me when I played it of like any kind of art thing I used on the computer at school or similar, and again, would never make anything amazing in, but that stuff is inevitably a lot of fun to a kid, and then perhaps more so to an adult with more artistic capacity than me. Guys, who's that? Who's that? Do we know? I saw something about 150 Pokemon in there, so I don't know if that means 150... I don't know if it's only Gen 1. I mean, actually, I think the title screen said 2000 on this, so maybe, at least for its Western release, it might have been between Gen 1 and 2. It's, Yeah, still like that, I would still love your funny remembering when Armor did the Nintendo Direct watch parties, yeah. I did a Mario Maker 2 watch thing. That was like the only time I did it. I don't know if I'm as built, I don't know how good I am at watch party stuff, but like Cheeky Devlin, who were, of course, raided later for, with all the retro game TV stuff he's going to be streaming. I think he's a bit better at that. It's praise he. Oh gosh, yeah. As far as like Twitch phenomenons go, that was a very early one, wasn't it? Twitch plays Pokemon. With that's easily the most famous mimetic part of it, right? The whole thing with the Helix Fossa, or some of those routes that they kept going round in circles on because it was just so easy to walk down on the ledge, or one of the one-way ledges. It's amazing stuff, man. I liked when it evolved to Fish Plays Pokemon, where the camera was just pointed at a goldfish. And depending on where the goldfish went in the bowl, that triggered various D-pad or button inputs. TPP is so iconic that is a standard, yeah. Oh, I would absolutely happily... Well, I'm trying to think, because I think I would like to watch 6-2 Direct without commentary, but I also really want to watch it with Armor commentary equally, so I wouldn't know how to exactly... That would be very cool if you did that, though. I'd certainly be in your chat during that, Armor. I'd probably get mood during bits where I'm like... well, I might have all of it on, but at the very least, I want to hear you react to... Well, I was going to joke Xenoblade 4, but I don't think that's happening so immediately after the Xenoblade X remaster, right? Which, oh gosh. Oh, damn. Jasmine might have done this stupid. The first time ever on this stream. That has to be... Did you? That's the spirit. Yeah, so we need 2 somewhere. Oh, hold on. That's got to be 1. Ah, hold on, yeah. Yeah, no, that was fun. I don't know why I thought 8, 1, 1, 2, 3. So another, this is from the era of Picross where you have to manually mark off numbers and such if you want to keep track of them, which there's a nice purity to. There we go. Guys, here's that Pokemon. Here's that. Correct in the roundabout way, Sarah. Yeah, that tracks. Although, wow. Oh, if you go with that, the colour of it is a bit disconcerting. I can't wait until you're correct, my friend. Oh, it's interesting. You either get a Master Ball or a Pokeball ranking. Pikachu is Raven to Amiga Batman. And he is right to do it. Yeah, it's fun. That's cute they do Pokeball or Master Ball rankings, depending on how you do that. It's, yeah, like, it's been a long time since I played the 3DS actually released Pokemon Picross they did. I assume that was probably less of a cheat than this, where they probably actually did do like pixel art. I mean, to be fair, we are only on 10 by 10 puzzles. There's only so much you've got to work with there, like pixel resolution wise, right? Thanks. I did try and find the complete save file for this actually to see if I could go to later stuff. You get that reference? Oh, Jigglypuff from above. Yes. That might be the most inspired gag they ever did in Pokemon, like at least that early era of Pokemon. It's wonderfully cruel, that. However, poor Ash and the Team Rocket folks scoring very poorly in that quiz. Probably not the only thing poor Ash didn't quite do as well at as he would have liked. There was a Pikachu popsicle with Gumball. Do I remember that? That does sound familiar. Of course, we all know the famous Sonic one. I think I might have, guys. Oh, speaking of, yeah, because Kabuto is the Helix fossil, right? Oh, actually, no, wait, Helix is the Spiral. Oh, so have we already had... Oh, is that why you posted that? No, sorry. A lot of things are... You think Picross would make you smarter? Yeah, but, well, certainly the Team Rocket stuff is definitely a lot of the best comedic stuff, isn't it? It's, yeah, I think most would agree with that, right? It's that's certainly where I think, especially the localizers, that's where they had the most fun at the time, isn't it? Granted, they definitely were like my favourite thing when I rewatched some early Pokemon, probably like 12 years ago now. But there was definitely also a feeling of compared to his dome. Yes, thank you. Yes, that makes far more sense. Yeah. But yeah, when we were watching classic Pokemon at that time, there was also the there is a formula here. It's like, oh yeah, there's Team Rocket in the bushes or whatever. How are they? I guess I was slightly more trope savvy watching it in my early 20s as a child. Well, maybe I think my other favourite thing we visited it was a lot of the background music. I love that a lot of it was just was like really good remixes of the Gen 1 game tunes, right? Oh, Jeffy, you sweet soul. You sweet soul, sir. Oh, that means ever so much, Jeffy. Jeffy, I've started reading Remains of the Day by... Oh, I don't want to get the gentleman's name wrong. Is it Katsuro? No, he deserves better than for me to get his name wrong, but... Yes, there we go, yes, Kazuo Ishiguro, yes. It is the Remains of the Day, isn't it? That is the name of it. I'm early in, but I've greatly enjoyed reading about this butler trying to figure out what banter is. And there's just so much of him talking about, like, trying to, like, use a witticism to my master in an attempt to understand what this bantering is that everyone does. I'm rooting for him ever so much, so I'm curious to see where it goes. It has, it's quite reassuring being back into reading, and I find I don't mind long descriptions of stuff. Which there was quite a lot of in that. There was like a lot of musing over trivial things that I still found interesting. Again, very early in, only first chapter, which was like half an hour of the audiobook. But that does make me, it's like, well, maybe I could make it through Lord of the Rings? Maybe? All those descriptions of the Shire that go on apparently a little while, like maybe I could do it. Oh, lovely, Jeff. Yeah, I really, oh, what was the other one? Because I was looking at all the audiobooks I've read recently, which again, the name might be a bit surprising, but I'm glad my mum died. It's absolutely incredible. Very shocking, but also quite funny in its own surprising way. I've never rooted for anyone as much as I have for that woman whose work I didn't know at all previously. But yeah, I was looking at like the fiction audiobooks I've got, and quite a few of them are ones you guys recommended. Oh, there was like a mystery one as well, I think. But yeah, in a few cases I hear you guys talking about books, I was like, okay, bye. As in B-U-I, not me saying bye to people out of indignation for them recommending books. There's a movie of it. Oh, how did the movie come up? Anthony Hopkins did wonderful casting for that, I must say. I'm definitely fascinated to learn more about this author, because they're clearly an amazing pedigree. It's one of those jazz them under a rock things where I somehow just did not really know of them until I heard you guys talking about them. I think I've got at least one other audiobook from him. Joey. Because we've talked about Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot lately, I read that as Joey Wheeler, but of course there's a infamous Joey in Pokémon as well. Youngster Joey, yeah. Always calling. Oh, that's what you guys are talking about him because we just had a Rattata on the screen. Yeah. Oh, it's still like you made Pence call his Rattata Joey. Oh, that's delightful. It's got yellow. It's Pikachu in a costume. Oh, but you reckon we'll get Xenogears too? It's I actually think there'll be a lot of RPG stuff that Nims won't be very amused about, but you will be. That's amazing if your Pyro and Mithra reaction is still there. Yeah, that was fun the way they did that. It was one of those ones where I don't think it was immediately clear if that was a Smash reveal. Although maybe they did like the two blades meant to be the Smash logo before like Rex started bumbling about a bit, asking where Pyro and Mithra are. And then the fun little reference to, but I thought I was good. Guys, who's this one? Who's this one? Okay, it's just folds up. But is it from above? Man, I made loads of mistakes on that. Oh, it's a Jigglypuff with a... It's like a, it's an X-ray scan of a Jigglypuff. It's got Tetris pieces lodged in it everywhere. Oh, you poor soul. They look ever so nice when they're coloured in. It's, revisiting Game Boy Color stuff does make me smile. I just might as well have just had my Game Boy Color surgically attached to my hands as a kid. Not just for Pokemon stuff, though. I certainly played Crap Ton of Black like everyone else. Hi, Barbara. Yes, it actually is. Like up in the corner. It actually is, though. It's quite nice to play a Game Boy thing in general. It's been a while, and probably the only unreleased game I've ever streamed. Like, I can't... yeah, like, because I knew I had myself down to stream a Picross thing today, but I didn't at first know what we'd be doing. And then I got reminded of the existence of this, like this, from the big Nintendo League in 2020. This was like an unreleased, as far as I know, basically finished game that they just never brought out in the end. There is an OG Game Boy Mario's Picross, which is on the Switch Online thing now. Oh, now it's Pikachu. Oh, that's funny you did so many Fire Emblem 3DS replays, Armor. No wonder you have, like, such strong articulated opinions on, like, Fire Emblem Fates and the like. A lot of that was clearly very formative. You'd love to see it. This is on it. Yeah, we are working with 10x10, so they're kind of cheating. Not unreasonably so, but... I guess they could be like little Tamagotchi pixel arts, couldn't they, if they did manage to... Well, I guess they could be like the, you know, like when they show Pokemon in the actual overworld parts of, like, the classic games. But like, a lot of standard Pokemon are just represented by Rhydon, right? Or there's that weird plant with angry eyes that was every grass Pokemon. I don't think, was that a particular Pokemon? I don't know if I ever identified it as. That's Monkey Pikachu. Oh gosh, yeah, it's somebody that I never got that far in Fate, sadly. I did pick it up and I bought all the DLC stuff with the plan of eventually doing Fire Emblem Awakening. I did, I was close to getting every character on that, but I did a permadeath playthrough and I think it was, I let a female character quote-unquote die, or at least get kind of retreated. And because of that, I can get a particular offspring character for one of the extra missions in that. Ow. It was quite galling at the time. If I play the Fire Emblem now, I don't know if because the two that I finished are the seventh one, the first one that was localized in the West, which was the second GBA one. I love this request, Sarah. I love that it's got all the sound effects in. It's I don't know if Picross is quite the intensity of a gym battle, with Red, even, not a gym battle. Off topic, but this camera view, yeah, it is quite unnecessary, really. I guess it's nice we get the Zelda Symphony poster from like 14 years ago now, yeah. Well, nice we have the hand frame, I guess, more comfortably. Nothing. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Yeah, today was a good day. I got new glasses. I got a haircut. But then the Bluetooth on my computer got really dodgy because the antennae. Well, hold on. It's a bit on for each. Because of this. And, like, I could put the wire back into the fin, but it definitely wasn't consistent. And, when I tried to play... When I had VR on earlier, the controllers... They would just be like, whoop, I'm out of here. It would just, like, keep flying off into the distance in a way that was clearly... the Bluetooth not having it, so... Sad at that, we've been able to do weekly Beat Saber very consistently for a while. I should have known technical difficulties would finally prevent it 1 week, so... But I've got a new antennae on the way. So, pray for me I'm not ordering a stupid fin. That should work, hopefully. This is the... Well, this is one of the ones that's quite nicely recognisable now, right? It's, I quite like when they play, like, 4x3, like, aspect ratio stuff like this as well. We can zoom the, basically zoom it out to full screen, more or less, right? Or at least bigger than the usual 16:9. Oh, hi, GRcade. So sorry for not saying hello sooner. Well, oh, you spotted Slowpoke quite early. Fair play. Oh my goodness, this is a Long John Baldry. Yeah. Absolute legend, Long John. It's, the Star Fox 2 of the Pokemon franchise, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to look at Picross 3D, the Pokemon Picross game that actually did come out on 3DS again, because that... Yeah, rather you have to be quiet with Sephiroth. Paradox, Jigglypuff, Screen Tail. Yeah, maybe that one was less of a cheat, the 3DS one. Like, we almost, I'll tell you what, actually, maybe we can throw that on quite... Yeah, actually, maybe we can throw that on quite quickly in a second now. We almost did a SNES download Picross game. They did, like, 8 episodes of them, I think. In Japan on the Super Famicom. And one of the episodes for that does have Pokemon puzzles. And I think it might be close-up of close-ups of Pokemon faces in a kind of pixel arty sort of way. So that might be less of a cheat than this. That was timed so perfectly with Pikachu. Doing the watch out we have a badass here pose. Oh no, Barbara. Have you seen Super Robot Pinball? Oh, I should play that still live. I played a lot of Pokemon Pinball way back when, yeah. Oh, actually, forgive me, this won't be set up properly with the, Can you see? No, you can't see that, can you? Oh, then go back. Just take my word for it, there was like a SNES Picross game on screen for a moment. And, actually, can we go to... Oh my gosh! Okay, forgive me, we have to have the game sound on, or whatever's going on here. It's, Why is this wrong? Bulbasaur following me around? Could it be... Oh. This is where video game storytelling peaked, my friends. Ah. Well, this is the loveliest thing ever. Oh, it's got a system with Pokemon partners. Oh, all that does is change like the aesthetic aspect, so that's not too crazy, but yeah, I'll take it still. What's spotted on that being Bulbasaur? Bulbasaur. I don't have many standards, but not playing that. Oh my gosh! That is not Staryu Snake. Oh my days. Thank you for doing the commands, Armor. It's, yeah, I've got a lot of fond memories of Pokemon Pinball. I either didn't know or I forgot that they also did the Super Robot one. Oh, maybe Jeremy Parrish did a video on that, actually. I just saw you drifted to hell Joy-Cons. Oh, no. Are you actually... are you just joking on that? Is that actually the issue you're having on Xenoblade X? I really hope not, because that would be mad, then. Yeah, my 2 pairs of Joy-Cons... I mean, well, granted, one of them was like a new pair that I had to pay for after I sent the old, thoroughly busted launch day Joy-Cons to Nintendo. But that pair and my Switch OLED Joy-Cons, all of those seemingly are on the level still. Thankfully. Like with Switch 2, I'm guessing there'll be like Wii to Wii U where I can get away with using a lot of the old earlier controllers for quite a bit, right? Jasmine is known as L-Dog. It's weird how much sense that makes, Jeffy. Maybe not surprising though. I'll never play Handheld because my Switch, but oh no. So I'm guessing you use Pro Controller, right? That was a really nice early oh, this is awesome, by the way, my brother. I love the brassy sound on there. A lot of 90s anime has that kind of brassy sound. And then a sick electric guitar. Oh, it's, well, to be fair, it's the arrangement. It rules, though. To find Humber. Don't work too hard, take all the breaks. Oh, bless you, Linz, yeah. Oh, thank you for watching me on the second monitor. I hope it's fairly relaxing, me not completely failing at simple Pokemon puzzles. Yeah, I hope work is going well, my friend. It's quite late here, yeah, 20 to 8, but we're just doing a quick 2-hour stream before we raid over to Cheeky Devlin and company. Also, I don't tend to stream on Saturday, but I might be streaming tomorrow for the GRcade lot. They're going to be trying to do Halo 2 and Halo 3 multiplayer. Speaking of Game Pass stuff, via the Master Chief Collection. And I think I might be streaming that. If I am, that starts at 6 PM. I'll have to see if I'm ready on the dot for that. I'll try and be. Yeah, there might be one more Jasm stream this week. With the usual... That's another one we could have some requests on for. It's, you can watch me get one-shot melee killed in Halo over and over. It's, yeah, thank you everyone. Like, you're all giving this game more fitting music than it actually appeared to have. Like, the one song I heard in this didn't sound tremendously Pokemon-y to me. But I didn't recognize it from other Nintendo Picross games. Yeah, honestly, I did that with most Pokemon spin-offs back in, like, the GBA days, so there's a good chance I would have probably bought this. Like, I did get Pokemon Puzzle Challenge and Pinball and the trading card game. I did get all of those on GBC. I think Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, I think that's on Switch now. I know the N64 one is also. Which is like the one time they actually used iconography from the anime, right? Like, I think that is like technically the only console game to actually feature like Ash, like anime Ash, right? Does mean you get some very wonderful voice samples in that. Yeah, Still Alive. That's been one of my. There's a lot of fan translated stuff I'd love to get to. I got reminded of Sakura Wars earlier, the cool Sega visual novel strategy dating sim series going back to the Saturn. I was like, oh, one day I'll get round to the fan translation of that. But yeah, Pokemon... That was amazing to find out they did a sequel to that GBC Pokemon TCG game. It's, yeah, thankfully now fan translated. It's so rare there's like a major Pokemon release that's not released everywhere, right? That's... I'm guessing just the timing didn't work out for that one. Because it would have been very late Game Boy Color when, which may be harder to justify for a spin-off. But yeah, I love that first trading card game, and I actually did... When that came back on Switch, I did get pretty addicted to that all over again. Really cleverly set up. It has ridiculously good battle music, especially the gym battle music. In that original Game Boy Color trading card game. Oh, I've just recognised who it is. I can see that. I can actually see the wins. I mean, it's not bad, they're not wins, but you guys have got me hoping now that one of these is going to be a Pokemon from above. That would be very fun. Hi, Zozo. How are you doing, Zozo? Thank you for coming in. Zozo, I did think of you streaming this because I was like, oh, this is like Zozo's crossword streams in a roundabout way. It's yeah, I hope you're doing well, Zozo. Yeah, so B, I think I was trying to think, so I think that might have been like Pokemon Activity Center kind of software on PC, and I think that might have been based on anime stuff if they did do that. Yeah, I love the existence of the Pokemon Sega Pico game, because it does mean Nintendo did release a game for a Sega console. Like, not a very traditional Sega console, but a Sega thing. Yeah, well remembered on that. Those are the only examples I can think of where they actually use, like, specifically characters from the... Because Ash was one of the names you could pick in Gen 1, right? But he was never technically... I mean, they've stuck with Red as the his canonical name now, right? Even though I've always been a Charmander guy, Pokemon Blue was the one I had. So it's a bit of a shame Gary Oak was the one who ended up being called Blue, ultimately. With that in mind. Thank you, you're very good with those hydrate redeems, Sarah. You're good at making sure we're all being responsible streamers. It doesn't go unappreciated, my friend. Weeping Bell! Yes, I've listened to Retronauts, one of my favourite podcasts. They did a really funny episode going into like the production of those Pokemon albums. Well, they did a few episodes on those Pokemon albums. I had the To Be a Master album and the one for the first Pokemon movie. I didn't have a huge amount of albums around that time, so it would be like very kid-focused stuff like that usually, but... Yeah, that Christmas one I didn't know about at the time at all, but that was hilarious to find out about later. A lot of Brock being very... his usual womanizing self in that album, right? Which... Hearing that had me question it all over again. Like, wait, how old is Brock meant to be? He's definitely older than Ash, and I assume Misty, right? Does Jasmine have a cheerleader team episode? This is where Jasmine reveals he also has a secret. Well, I have got, Hold on, let me grab it. Because one of the original channel redeem ideas, which I started getting a bit lazy on this, actually, but... Yeah, because another childhood book I still had was like a Pokédex one for the first 150... I think 150, I forget if it had Moon. I should be using this again. Jittery got me this, bless her. I've just been lazy and been getting Alexa to say the Pokemon. which I don't want to... ideally, we shouldn't be doing Amazon plugs, right? This is up to... I think this is up to... So over 800. Yeah, so I think it's up to Sun and Moon, this, so I don't think it has, like, the Sword and Shield ones. Yeah, there you go, Armor. Well, there you go. We've landed on Eevee there, so... 8 different Pokemon evolved from the amazingly adaptive Eevee, according to current studies. It's... Oh my god, its unstable genetic structure allows for this incredible diversity and evolution. Yeah, you've got the various ones there. Is that up to date? Are there any... I can't immediately think if there's any more they've added since then. Oh, nice, Pete. You've got the one that goes up to Sword and Shield, yeah. Yeah, this was such a thoughtful gift from Jerry Blasser. She got me this specifically to use it on streams. And we have gotten a lot of mileage out of it, but it's been a while. But yeah, we'll go back to that for that routine, definitely. It's, there is, yeah, I suppose that is the thing with these kind of books, is they do get outdated quite quickly. There's just always going to be new Pokemon. Quite fairly so. It's, Jeff will be like one of Gary's cheerleaders, but for just... Oh, B, is that... forgive me, I only just saw you say that. I didn't actually realize that. So, is that to this day, blue is... That sounds very strange. Blue is green in Japan. Pokemon rival character Blue is green in Japan. Is that right? Is that the case to this day? Because, wow, that's a Bison being Vega in Japan. And then the other two Street Fighter 2 boss characters... wow, yeah, it's a bit like that situation with Street Fighter, isn't it? Wow. Where they've... Sometimes there's a desire to kind of globalize these things, right? And stay to one name, but... Yeah, I mean, that goes back to how they released those games in Japan so differently from how they did over here, really, right? And of course, that original artwork of... Red, like... So the player trainer character, who we know as Red, and then the rival is Blue, and then there's a cool female-looking trainer. There's a cool female trainer in that rotation. I think they've all got like each of the corresponding starter Pokemon. And yeah, I think she was meant to be right. Yeah, it's a shame she didn't go. She just went unused basically in the original stuff, right? And yeah, I'm trying to think if she bore much of a resemblance to the female trainer from the Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green Gen 1 remakes. Which, that design lives on in Smash now, actually, doesn't it? That's what they use for the Pokemon trainer. It's, yeah, I'm trying to think, Barbara. I think it was probably Did You Know Gaming videos or similar I saw on this, where... I do love this stuff. I don't usually like just anything for like football spectating, including like the stadium chanter. It's just not for me, but I love it here. This is such an inspired use of it. It's a great fit for Pokemon Gym battles. Oh right, so she is a yes, right? Because there's quite a lot of crazy things about that Pokemon manga, right? Like very different from how the anime kind of turned out. But yeah, so that female design, they did use her there, yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. It did take them a while to... it was Crystal, wasn't there? That was the first one. Because, you know, a big part of Pokemon being popular was it appealed to everyone, really. Maybe aside from very... teenagers who didn't want to be seen as immature playing there, but I feel like they eventually have embraced Pokemon over time, right? But yeah, a big part of Pokemon's appeal was that it appealed to everyone. So yeah, it's a shame it took a while to get a female, have a female choice, but it's been great that's been an option, at least for such a long time now. Only Pokemon manga I got is the one. Oh, yeah. Is that deserved for N? Because I know N is quite an interesting villain, right? Like people kind of like Because Ed is the one who's against Pokemon battling, is that right? Which admittedly, as I get older, I do find it distressing seeing Pokemon react in anguished ways to battling. I know it's abstracted enough and all that. I just... You mustn't think too deeply about, like... yeah. It's a bit upsetting if you think too much about that. This is how you chant one. Wow, Jeffy. Oh, bless you. I hope you weren't doing too much of that today when... Yeah, we had to break our... We finally had a combo breaker on our weekly... On our weekly... Oh, thank you for this request. On our weekly Beat Saber. I have worked out today, though. I did upper body stuff, so don't ask me to pick anything up that's heavier than a feather tomorrow. Hopefully I can still pick up a controller to play Pokemon Picross. Probably not much else, though. Oh my god, yeah, Man, I don't remember... I do remember... That's the thing I remember with Black, Pokemon Black mainly, is that just... They did really kind of try and look at the morality of the whole Pokemon thing. My memories are quite vague by this point. I remember Bianca being quite fun as sort of a bit of a clumsy but well-meaning kind of friend character, wasn't she? With a funny, goofy theme song. Oh, Marlborough, he'd have loved to have fought other girls. Well, they denied that too long. But actually, has there ever... Yeah, there has been at least one female rival character, hasn't there? And then I think recently, haven't they had it so it's always an opposite gender rival in recent games, is that right? I seem to remember Pokemon Y, which truthfully is still like the last Pokemon RPG I finished. I've taken a break for a while. I still love Pokemon. I still love it. But yeah, I seem to remember that did... I'm pretty sure that had a female trainer, a female rival. That bit where it references the Swin song. Nice, but yeah, I've seen a lot of people say Gen 5 is their favourite. It was quite ambitious in a lot of ways, wasn't there? I did like that's something I think I don't know if we appreciated that enough while we had it, how lovely those battle sprites were, right? Like with all that animation in black and white, yeah. It was a shame to find out that apparently they got negative feedback on this, but I actually did like that it was all... I like that it was all new Pokemon as well, in black and white. For the first playthrough, wasn't there? Like, you'd never come across any older ones. And then I think that would kind of go into endgame content, right? You would start seeing Pokemon from other gens. And as much as like the Pokemon stuff that's most familiar for me is going to forever just be Gen 1, because that just hit at the perfect age for me. I promise I've never been mad that they added more Pokemon, which I have some... I remember seeing that sentiment quite a lot. About there only being 150, or 151, and... I mean, realistically, what were they going to do? they couldn't keep rotating the same ones forever. And I love a lot of later designs. Sometimes a bit ironically. I do like the stupid ones, I must admit. But I think a lot of the ones I've seen from the recent gens, I think, have been consistently excellent. There's, I don't think he's still working there. It wasn't a Japanese person, was it? They had like a kind of an artistic, maybe an American character designer do a lot of the recent ones. I might be wrong on that. I remember it being great though. Like his work being excellent though. It's funny how that makes no sense though, except for Scarlet Violet where you have multiple friends. Yeah, I know people love the cast in Scarlet and Violet, don't they? Jittery really did. I was so happy Jittery left I forget if it's Scarlet or Violet she has, but I'm so glad she loves it a lot. She did definitely acknowledge. Don't worry, I promise we're not going to have a debate about Game Freak and all of that today. We don't need another place on the internet to have that discussion. Don't worry. But we all know Scarlet and Violet is a somewhat troubled game, and Jittery definitely found that in a lot of ways. But like the aspects she loved of that game ultimately kind of just powered through it for her on that, which I was so happy for. That was my emotional investment in that. For Jittery to like it, and yeah, she did speak very fondly of that cast. Because that had like the kind of the feisty female sort of rival character, who Jittery described as being like Goku. I found quite interesting. I think just that sort of fight first, ask questions later, cheery and quite brash in spirit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, oh wow, yeah, there we go. So you guys could corroborate that. And yeah, I did like the designs I saw for the human characters in that as well. It's the sequel sprinkled in other Pokemon. Oh yeah, I never played Black or White 2 though. Yeah. The girl rival is adorable. I want a cute girl rival. Should we? What's the term I'm thinking of? Should we support female crimes? That's not right. There's a phrase like that, isn't there? So I'm thinking of like the Gen 2 rival who outright just stole their starter Pokemon, right? And you know, I don't know if we ever found out their entire backstory. I remember being quite shocked by how much of a rough kid they were, kind of as much of a rough kid as you could have in a Pokemon thing. Yeah, should we have a female equivalent of that and support yeah, what's cool with it? Yeah, so I guess yeah, so Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was the other time they kind of did sequel expansion games, right? I know we were all confused when they did we were all very confused when there wasn't the Pokemon Z or Z. Which in a way seemed very set up, but then I think very early on with X and Y, they did just give away Zygrade. Zygarde? No, I think Zygarde, right? Which was like, well, I assume that would have been the hypothetical Z or Z event Pokemon. Looking back though, I never actually really played any of the my middle brother, GRcade brother, like he had Pokemon Yellow and Crystal. Yeah, I never really experienced the later expansion kind of versions, which is a shame, really, because those are consistently the definitive versions of those games, right? No, I did love having Pokemon Silver specifically, because Lugia probably still... I mean, that might just be a nostalgia thing, but probably still my favourite, like, legendary Pokemon. What's the best frog Pokemon? I can't immediately think of any frog Pokemon. There must be some really obvious ones. No, not Haunter. Oh, that's Haunter though, yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah, the Froakie line. Yeah, that was a really cool... That was like the one time I didn't go for a fire starter. That gen. And I got rewarded with a Frog Ninja. Like, I had no idea. I was so excited for that. Yeah, I was very stubbornly just always going for the fire starters for the longest time. Even though early game with Charmander in Gen 1, you would have thought that would have scared me off that, but... Oh, that does sound familiar, actually. Yeah, sorry, forgive me. What you said, B, with the Heart Gold, Soul Silver remakes. And, they... Yeah, I'm trying to remember how they expanded on... Just... Oh, there it is. Oh, no. I guess I did summon this, basically, didn't I? Reference.
But it's just no good. Because there's two perfect girls for me.
He is James as well, isn't he? He's oh, God love him. He had a very nice statement he put out for, of course, we lost the voice actress of, actually, wait, is that right? Is he Brock and James? And then... God, I forgot about that line. Yeah, Rachel Lillis, that's her, yeah, the voice actress for Misty and Jesse. Yeah, he had a really nice statement for her, I remember, Brock's voice actor. Yeah, that never really occurred to me, but it's fun that Misty and Jesse had the same voice actress, and then Brock and James both had Eric Stewart, there we go, yeah. They are really fun, aren't they? It is funny because the Retronauts podcast episodes on these albums, they did make a funny point of, I mean, they kind of, a lot of speculation on the production of them, and I think especially with the To Be a Master album, there was the sense that some of the songs that are just generically about friendship and doing what you can together, it's like maybe these were just like tracks they already had and could just kind of repurpose generally for Pokemon. It's but like musically they're not, maybe I've got blinkered Pokemon love disc heart eyes on or whatever. I feel like they are doing something musically with these. Like, I probably can't argue it's high art as much as I would love to, unironically. But well, listen to that! Good lord! Look at that funky solo sax guy. That's not a song, any song, but yeah, the point stands. Yeah, just showing I never really, like, I kept getting the Pokemon gens. I think generally, like, the non-game media, like, I definitely didn't keep up with the anime on later seasons, unfortunately. I still got, like, you know, Pokemon Gen 3, Fire Red when that came out. He's quite good at singing in the Brock voice as well, like... It's just not always easy to sing when you're already voice acting as a character with a specific voice, right? Cheesecake Pro mention. that is on the Jazz and Bingo card, isn't there? Mention of Cheesecake Brother. I mean, if I reference him, I'm always like, well, I'm always going to put in brackets afterwards, Cheesecake Brother, right? Yeah, there we go. As far as these go, that's one of the more... Like, I never, we wouldn't be able to tell that was Dratini without the, like, sketched on outline of Dratini. But I feel like just from the pixels, you're like, well, like, there's those, and then you can see the tail swishing up there. Oh, yeah, I heard that with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon being harder, yeah. Oh, and they weren't sequels, sorry. Oh, so those were kind of back to the third versions. Oh, and worse, really. So aspects of the story was kind of worse on them, but women's rights and women's wrongs. There we go. Thank you, Barbara. That's what I was trying to say ages ago. Giovanni is his dad. Oh my gosh. And yeah, B, I can understand that reluctance with the recommending Scarlet and Violet. I'm very sorry this isn't working. Oh, sorry, Jeffy. That was such a fitting request as well. Yeah, I think Scarlet and Violet, like, if the Switch 2 has any kind of performance enhancement just innately on Switch 1 games that don't meet their target frame rate all the time, people are trying Scarlet and Violet ASAP on that. I know that's not the only technical issue with it, but that would certainly be a start when oh, Pokemon Chronicles, is that the... Wait, no, I'm thinking of, what's the late DS, Pokemon Conquest, isn't there? That's the Pokemon, the late DS game, isn't it? The one that's a Koei Tecmo crossover, is that right? Just like the strategy one, isn't there? Jimmy and Marina. Oh, cool. Yeah, so Legend Arceus is actually the only Pokemon RPG on Switch I bought. I didn't finish it, but yeah, I did like it a lot. Specifically, like sneaking up on stuff was sneaking up, and the aspects of it that I guess were a bit kind of Monster Hunter-y. Even though I'm not really that much of a Monster Hunter guy, but I did just enjoy like the feeling that these were wild creatures, and in every way that a creature, you know, like with a lot of IRL wildlife, you know, you can't push your luck too much, and you got to be kind of a bit stealthy, and also like some of the most innocuous Pokemon I remember Legend Arceus managed to make quite quietly terrifying. Just because it could, I mean, it wasn't like the hardest game in the world, but you could get overwhelmed fairly easily on it, right? It was a really cool format. I'm glad to see they're doing more with that. I think most would agree that's probably... I mean, I guess it's not doing everything everyone would want from a mainline Pokemon game, I guess, but then it is specifically kind of a sub-series, isn't it, Legends? But nonetheless, I get the impression that's probably the most well-liked Pokemon sort of mainline game. Legends Arceus felt like Persona Strikers. Oh, interesting. It did make me, laugh in a good way. Like, oh, it's a Pokemon game with like iframe dodges, like on the bosses, right? It's you'll forgive a hackneyed Souls comparison, but yeah, that could not come to mind a little bit, right? Guys, who's that? Who's that? Guess which Pokemon on his very first playthrough Jasm used the Master Ball on? I mean, to be fair, that is the face of fear right there. Like, of course a Master Ball would be a great thing. I don't know why 8-year-old me thought that was... I guess because it was like, oh, Ditto can transform into anything. That is an immensely powerful one, surely. Actually, after that particular point or memory discussed, to then see the level 2 into a Master Ball is very perfect. Yeah, I forget how many playthroughs I did of Blue. I definitely did a second one which was more of a course correction. Like, we did the trading trick where you keep starting to save over and over to give people to then trade starter Pokemon with people. So I could have like Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander, and I actually raised more than just Charmander on that playthrough. And I think other thing, probably I actually used the Master Ball on Mewtwo on that playthrough. Still though, on that playthrough I did do the infinite rare candy glitch, and actually ended up kind of regretting it. I think it was especially when I went against my oldest brother, not the cheesecake one. Went against him in battles, and his Pokemon that would naturally level 100, not from rare candies, was so clearly much more powerful than my rare candies raised Pokemon. But I think just seeing the Hall of Fame get really glitched made me very sad as well. Like, I just didn't feel right. Coffin, baby Jasm. He had to learn the hard way in some pretty stupid way. I was saying that the other day on here, like, I still pretty distinctly remember, I think right before school I played like a little bit of Pokemon Blue, which again, I'm like 95% sure I pre-ordered it as well, which I was obviously quite informed by that point as an 8-year-old on this stuff. But yeah, I distinctly remember being confused at trying to catch Pokemon and wondering, we just like, you just get their health bar to 0, right? And then that has us capture them, right? Apparently not. I mean, Ale exonerated me the other day with that because he did point out, well, he didn't tell you immediately how to capture them, I guess. The substance abuse is... Oh, no! Yeah, I guess it was a... Yeah. It was a teaching moment and that kind of way. It's surfing up and down Cinnabar Island. Oh gosh, what's that you've highlighted? Oh man, those Pokemon fusions can be wild, can't they? I love anything that can do, fuse well with Wooper. Who, what is my Wooper plushie? Yeah, Jeffrey got me quite a few Pokemon fins, bless her. I've certainly gotten her some in tow, because she's such a big Pokemon fan. That is vicariously how I'll experience, I think, some of the mainline Pokemon games these days through GRcade. Hoping ZA that can maybe coincide with her finishing her studies this year. That'd be a great reward for her on that. Typhlosion is the main companion Pokemon in Chronicles. Nice. Yeah, because T-Pig is the fire starter in Legends, isn't it? And then the other two are Gen 2 ones. Which, at first I was like, oh, I'll just show you Cyndaquil's not there. And then I felt very stupid because Cyndaquil was in...
You're walking in the woods.
Oh, Sea Cottage.
There's no one around and your phone is dead.
Cyndaquil was in
you spot him.
Legends Arceus, and I specifically picked them as well.
He's following you, about 30 feet back. He gets down
this
on
is
all
like
fours and breaks into
4
a
times
sprint.
1.
He's gaining on you.
Shia LaBeouf.
You're
Well,
looking
spotted
for
on
your
that mistake.
car,
Oh,
but you're all turned around. He's
oh, thank you.
almost
Yeah,
upon
well, it's
you now,
interesting
and you
this because
can
yeah,
see
it
there's
is.
blood on his
We do have the
face.
hint
My
feature.
God, there's blood everywhere.
Oh yes, here we are. I saw him in that film I really loved the other day. You know the one that came out last year. It's, I think a bit of a so-and-so he's meant to be, unfortunately.
Now it's dark.
This song is very funny
Soon
though.
to have lost him, but you're hopelessly lost
It's,
yourself. Stranded with a murderer.
I've missed my... Oh. Totodil's a really... Yeah, I like Totodile. I mean, they still spell for alligator without like
You move stealthily
it's like
towards
TR at the end, not TOR, isn't
It's
there?
caught in a bear
Oh,
trap.
Research Ninja! Thank you so much. How are you doing, RN and Co? How are you doing, everyone? Thank you so much for the... A bit of a change of pace this week. This is part of like a big charity community thing we're doing with two other two members of that community no longer with us, sadly. But yeah, we've been playing a lot of games they really enjoyed, and one of them was Picross. And they also love Pokemon. And then I got reminded, oh, there was like an unreleased Game Boy Color Pokemon Picross game. So it's been quite fun, just casual reminiscing about like Pokemon old and new, and also just how much I love Picross in general, which is sort of Sudoku, pixel art Sudoku. Oh, not really. Don't interrogate that analogy too much, but it scratches a similar itch to Sudoku. I cheeky, yeah. Quite a bit, yeah. I mean, we were meant to do Beat Saber today as usual, but I broke while taking my PC apart to dust it, which it did need. Good lord, the Dust Bunny. It was a Dust Bunny burrow in there. But in the process of doing that, I kind of snapped one of the wires on my Bluetooth Wi-Fi antenna. So VR controllers just were not having it. But this was always on the cards. Or at least Picross was of some kind. I didn't know which kind. And then I got reminded this got leaked a few years back. Yeah, slightly less violent than Soldier of Fortune. Well, I think I am streaming Halo multiplayer tomorrow, which I'm definitely not... I don't know if I describe myself as a Halo guy, although I have now played the first 3 through with a friend of mine that goes way back. Like, quite recently we played those as well, and I did have a lot of fun doing that. I don't think Halo Picross exists, But I know somebody who used to work at Microsoft did make a Halo game for the Atari 2600. And Atari 2600 games more or less have Picross graphics, right? With those big pixels. It's oh dear, I need to get Master Chief downloaded. Yeah, so do you remember what was easier? Oh, that's a good point actually, Cheeky. I feel like Steam might be... admittedly, I try not to use Microsoft Store stuff generally if I can. I mean, I've had alright experiences with it, but the one thing you want to do is, to be fair, they're quite clever about this, even though it's a bit confusing, but because there's just so much data with the Master Chief Collection, right? So you independently download the campaigns and the multiplayer parts of all the Halo games on it. And you just want to make sure that you've got the Halo 2 and Halo 3 multiplayer parts on it. So I believe those are the two we're doing specifically. Oh, you might be able to tell which Pokemon this is already, right? Could be a few, couldn't it? But yeah, thank you so much again, Researching Company. I hope you enjoyed... Forgive me, I forgot to actually check what you were playing. Have a look. Oh yeah, sorry, of course you're on FF5. Yeah, we, Gosh, that's thrown me off a bit. Changing location there. Yeah, I'm so glad to see you enjoying that so much, especially knowing what a history you have with SNES RPGs. Indeed, including the SNES Final Fantasy games you were able to play at the time. Research, the ones that actually did get localized. Obviously, just very famously, it took FF5 a long time to come over to the West, and even when it first did on PS1, it was like badly translated and with bad load times, as I understand it. But it's in better shape these days, thankfully. And yeah, FF5 is a super charming game. So glad to see you enjoying it. You're pretty far in now as well, right? And you are doing well. I definitely... It is quite an intimidating game. With any kind of job system in an RPG, there's always the am I doing it wrong fear I kind of quietly have. But inevitably, the flexibility of a system like that is really fun, right? It's a Pikachu with a wig. I'm sad we probably won't get a Pikachu puzzle today, because that would make it funny to that finally be the answer to this kind of who's that Pokemon that we're doing over here. Approaching, yeah, I've got to imagine you are, yeah. I know you did speak, we were lamenting, like it is a get the crystals classic FF style plot. But you reminded me talking about this, it's like, oh yeah, it's one of those plots, but you always mess up getting the crystal every time, right? It's like, the villain gets it first, or the crystal gets destroyed, and you get your airship, and then it's taken away from you very quickly. It is generally a light-hearted game, but it is definitely... the heroes are in a rough spot for quite a lot of it. There's a fun, eclectic bunch in that. And then when I played Theatre of Rhythm on 3DS a few years later, Bart's was one of the first ones I threw in my team. It's I think you might have it there. Execute, yeah. I thought maybe it might be Oddish, but I was like, probably Execute. I just don't know if the whole Executor body would fit there. Certainly the palm tree, the Alohan, yeah, the Alohan version of Executor would not fit in that space, right? You need like 20 Picross puzzles at the minimum, I feel like, to get,
Old friends, new
that's what the other, again, I've not really played the recent mainline Pokemon games, but I've admired them from afar, and in particular, I love the regional variants. I love how weird they get with them. Like, I love Chimney Weezing. I think Alohan Vulpix, that was a really nice one, wasn't it? Yeah. Ridiculously tall Execute. I love when they get silly with that stuff. I'm here for it. Finally, Move Meister's time to shine. All those years of Hi, Move Meister, how you doing? I was like, oh, that's funny, cheeky reference to Move Meister. I was like, oh, Move Meister is here. How you doing, Move? Yeah, a bit of light entertainment tonight with some Pokemon Pixel puzzles. Hope you're doing well, Move. Yeah, sadly no Beat Saber today for boring tech reasons. But yeah, cheeky, I'd probably just go with the Steam version of Master Chief Collection if it's... Especially if you... Because I assume you bought that individually, right? So, yeah, might as well. I promise I don't think, like, loading up the Xbox app on PC is, like, opening the Evil Dead book or anything. Like, I assume you can probably generally be alright with it. I've definitely had some not good experiences on it. You still do have to sign into your Xbox account on the Steam version as well, which I don't really mind that, but I do wish it doesn't seem to have an option to remember your login that maybe that's in there somewhere, but so I don't tend to mind like Epic account integration on there either. I just want it to be all automated, so I just link it to my Steam account and forget it. But I do multiple different variations of passwords to be safe, but then I forget said variations, so I need a bit of help there. Hiya, Pretty! How are you doing? Pretty, who's that Pokemon? Who's that over there? Do you know? It's, yeah, we're sort of recreating that part of the show. By the Pokemon game they never wanted you to see, or just quietly and ceremoniously cancel behind closed doors. It still released a Pokemon Picross game on 3DS anyway, but yeah, this was just such a cool thing to be reminded of when they can try to decide which version of Picross we were doing today. I completely forgot this was part of the big Nintendo leak from 2020 now, I think it was, yeah. Sadly, that means if I try and claim this is my own legal copy, that's probably even less believable than usual, so alas. But, yeah, well done, Pretty. Hey, there they are. I even coloured them in the margins and everything. I've always loved the different expressions on the wait, is it? No, executor. Probably that, isn't it? I have always loved the different expressions. Like the slightly high-looking one on the right there. That's a big move. How's your week been, Pretty? You doing well? We're don't tell him, and he will act surprised when we raid. But we are going to go over to Cheeky's at the end of the hour when he starts streaming retro game TV shows, some of which you might recognise. I know one of them I definitely did see at the time. Yeah, thank you so much, Move. You can't wait to play Halo on your PS1. Is there a term for like a statement that seems like it would have been a gag or a meme at one point, and then it's just like, oh yeah, no, that is happening. That's definitely a when rather than an if by this point, right? that is going on there. Be quite nice as well, because I assume it'll all be cross-play as well, so I know the Xbox and PC, including the Steam version of Master Chief, is cross-play. I'm glad that's been good for you on Indie, which I do need to play at some point, The Great Circle. I'm so happy that game turned out well. And yeah, Valve looks really good as well. I'm glad the Xbox app was good on that, yeah. Is that a bat on my shoulder? I wish the answer was actually, the reality was actually that exciting. Could have like a little zoo bat there. I could have a gold bat and then just pet its head every once in a while, and then because that would get its affection stat up, it would evolve into Crobat, right? Which I found weird at the time, but then I've seen enough viral videos of bats just being the cutest, cuddliest little fins. Like fingers go like them going like that with human hands. It's like okay, I could believe that could happen with that. Hiya, Hypes, how you doing? I'm so glad I saw as peppy as this came on right as I noticed you there, Hypes. How are you doing, Hypes? Oh, I'm really sorry. Yeah, sadly, Hypes. If you want to send hate mail to an inanimate object, and who doesn't? This is why there was no Beat Saber this week. And it's kind of my fault-ish. I mean, in my defense, you can see how that could happen when they're that thin. But yeah, the Bluetooth signal on my PC is complete crap at the moment because of that, unfortunately. I have ordered new antenna, so hopefully Beat Fridays will still happen next week. I mean, it was a bit weird originally, because the original plan was to still do Beat Fridays and then do this as part of the GRcade charity thing. I didn't, like, I was probably overthinking this, but I didn't know how to kind of position it, because that's not really part of the charity. I know Rock Band 2 was stated as a favourite game for Melatonin, I believe it was. It's a bit tenuous. It's like, well, I actually no, I think Rock Band 1 had Freebird. I know one of them had Freebird, so I was like, well, maybe we could have at least done some of the songs that were known for being in Rock Band. I guess we could have done some Beatles songs for Beatles Rock Band, right? But yeah, Barbara knows. Could be like that amazing church scene in Kingsman. Oh, this is a great one. Great shout on this one, Movemeister. Wait, look how good Sorrybot is over there. Just when I'm playing some high octane gaming like this, I haven't got those bots can sneak by without me realising. That's what Sorrybot's there for. This might have the least visual variety of anything I've ever streamed, but well, I mean, if we ever stream a text adventure, I guess Zork might have less visual variety than Pokemon Picross, I guess. But there's still stuff of visual interest. Again, this is a very slow version of Who's That Pokemon? What emulator? Oh, just Gambate, I guess that would be, wouldn't it? Yeah. On RetroArch. Yeah, nothing too crazy. I do have a love-hate relationship with RetroArch. I think in the way a lot of people do. I do like it being integrated with Steam, though, especially because that means you can do cloud saves with it and Steam Deck. But yeah, I mean, there's like 4 or 5 Game Boy emulators on here, so it is sort of that one, sure. I don't know how much differentiates them necessarily, but it's nice to be playing Game Boy stuff again, though. It's certainly very formative for me, both OG black and white and then the colour. It's I do remember it feeling a bit weird playing like what was clearly still a OG Game Boy game a year into the Game Boy Color's life. I guess that time it was especially weird in America because they got the Game Boy Color late 1998 and Pokemon also went over there late 1998. Like we didn't get it until late 1999 over here, but that must have been weird in the US where like the biggest Game Boy thing that season wasn't even really a Game Boy Color game, right? That's definitely a big part, one of the many reasons Gen 2 I was really excited for. Boo! Oh, no. Oh, actually, yes, that free. Yeah, thank you for requesting that after all that Freebird talk. That makes a lot of sense. But yeah, that's. Yeah, I guess that wouldn't fit within the 8 minutes, but quite famously, given the nature of that song, it's I'm debating whether to get decent chips or better drinks with half. Oh, interesting. So what are the drinks specifically, Barbara? Are they because admittedly for me, I'd probably just be like, I'll probably just have water. I'm a a boring. I mean, sometimes I might have black currant squash if you know, that Friday night feeling or that. Yeah, but correct. There definitely was at least one uni like house party where a housemate was like, "Wait, are you drinking squash?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's quite nice." Yeah, party animal. Shut up, Armor. French vanilla or milk. Oh gosh, I probably would go for the food to be, the one way you think the food will be nicer on that. But I'm excited for you either way. And that's not legally binding if you go for the other option. Very fair. This is the tune. Thank you for this, Cricket. Also, hello, Cricket. Forgive me. Have you been there long? I'm very sorry if so. Hope you're doing well, fella. And it is. I realise why you requested this now as well, because the whole confusion over me thinking you'd requested a lot of really nice lo-fi stuff over at Ale's 24-hour stream when he had turned requests off. Yeah. And then I think also I somehow didn't notice in the other corner it said the Sopranos theme. And I might not have gotten around to the Sopranos yet. I want to one day. And not just because they play... I think it's Mario Kart 64. Tony Soprano plays badly with his son, though. But yeah, I still knew enough to know that the theme to The Sopranos was not slow electronic lo-fi music. No, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't believe me. Hi JT, how are you doing, friends? Thanks so much for coming in. How's oh, you're playing Final Fantasy 15, aren't you? Gamer Amadeus in chat, I believe, is ultimately a big fan of 15 while acknowledging some of the issues it has. Is that right, Alba? You seem to be really, and this is a replay for JT as well. I think you said you played it back in the day. But yeah, 15 is quite a big blind spot for me. I've owned it for a while, but yeah, that is one of the few remaining single-player FFs. And I'm aware of its kind of reputation and the weird thing where it's like, well, I guess I'll watch the film that people say isn't very good associated with FF15. I guess I will. Oh wait, no. Yeah, that would be... Well, guys, you can probably tell who this is by this point, right? Give or take. Depends how involved you think this Pokemon looks. They're still cheating a bit though with the puzzles. Because yeah, it's not... the exact pixels we're forming aren't necessarily... They're just kind of drawing over them. Which, fair. There they are. You know, they've all been Gen 1 so far, haven't they? I think it might be only Gen 1 in this. When I think of, like, actual full Game Boy Color Pokemon... Although I guess Pokemon Pinball, that was GBC Folly, and that was only Gen 1. Oh, actually, so was Trading Card Game. Yeah, so... certainly if they do this again, they could... if they did a single puzzle for every Pokemon, that would be a very generous amount of content for one Picross fan. If FF15 has released in the... Yeah... It's a shame that... Well, I get the impression... Because they still didn't quite fully patch 15 to where they wanted it, right? They got some of the way there, and then things kind of happened, as I understand it. But it's good they were able to kind of address some of the stuff. That was an issue. Even if not fully. It's, the song... Oh, there we go, Barbara. Oh, did it not work out Ale's, I think Ale uses chatbot as well. We did have another failed attempt to have the washing lines on earlier, which I'm sure Guard just like habitually shuddered wherever he is when that happened, and he didn't know why. It's been so long, I don't really know. Oh, so there might be new content you haven't experienced before, possibly, JT? Or maybe it's just that you, as you say, you don't necessarily remember which is that or which isn't. Thank you for this as well. This is a banner. FF15 they had it. Yes, that's it, Armour, yeah. Yeah, so there was still quite a bit they wanted to add to it. Hi, Erasma. How are you doing? You streamed today, didn't you, Erasma? Yeah, I think that was like in the morning here. I was going to like miss that. Missing that was a really good shout, actually. Because, yeah, the blocky kind of structure, yeah. Yeah, funny enough, Asma, we were talking Pokemon memories, and I was sadly regaling doing the missing no, like, rare candy glitch. And then ultimately regretting doing that. Like, it doesn't haunt me. That's not what I think of the moment I close my eyes laying down on the pillow. He lied. Yeah, I certainly did do stuff like that. I mean, you know, it was definitely part of the fun kind of discourse and culture of Gen 1 Pokemon, wasn't there? Oh, Marby, you choosing between fries and dessert. Nice. Forgive me, you said that quite a while ago, so I hope you enjoy whichever you pick. I'd probably go fries, but I that's a reverse Alien versus Predator. Fries or dessert. Whoever wins, you win, we win. We don't lose. We'll do Rebirth. We will get back on Rebirth, I promise. It is on the cards. I certainly don't want to play another mainline Final Fantasy game until I finish that one, yeah. It does help that one's quite episodic in nature, so I can jump in and out of it a bit. But yeah, I was having a really good time with Rebirth, and I'm excited to have more of it. Also a huge game, so yeah, we... Yeah, I actually don't know what I'll stream next week, really. It's been quite nice to, aside from just what a wonderful thing this charity GRcade week has been for a lot of obvious reasons. Has been handy to kind of be able to narrow down possible games I can play. I'll try and think of what we're doing next week. We've definitely got a few options. Including hopefully Beat Saber this time. Fingers crossed on that. I actually did have some Looney Tunes games on Game Boy Color. There was a platformer starring Bugs and Lola Bunny with music that still basically enters my head every day, more or less. That's pretty alright. Like, probably not better than, say, like Celeste, but certainly by the standards of licensed platformers for the time, pretty decent. And there's like a top-down sort of a Looney Tunes action RPG, kind of? Which was definitely trying to play into Pokemon stuff, because it was about, like, quote-unquote collecting Looney Tunes. It's, yeah, quite a few of them at the time, all published by Infogrames. Pocket actually low. Yes, is it the Magikarp Market move, Meister? I mean, that's the one that especially I love that track. Game Metal on YouTube did a really good cover of that. Yeah, I've enjoyed quite a few Pokemon spin-offs over the years, and Pokken definitely included on that. Really fun game. Makes me feel like the most boring git ever, because I do pick Charizard on that. I love Chandelier though, because A, that's such a wonderfully bizarre character to implement in that kind of game.
Gee, it sure is boring around here.
And yeah, inevitably the execution of that of Chandelier was really creative and fun, and I mean, for what it's worth, specifically Charmander's my favourite, but you know, Charizard does come somewhat part and parcel with but I'm afraid I might be one of the... I guess I'm the kind of person who you can blame for the Charizard overexposure. So, my bad. It's, Again, I promise I like new Pokemon as well. Power of one in Pokken. Yeah, Pokken's really fun. I did get that on... Yeah, I did get that on Wii U. Obviously, pretty dire. Not that it wasn't ever dire times for the Wii U, but especially in 2016. But like, I think Pokken was like Pokken and Twilight Princess HD. Those were definitely two of the cooler releases around that time. I just thought Pokken was so clever in execution and just conception for a Pokemon spin-off. Getting Namco on it was a very inspired choice. And you obviously just kind of have to forego any kind of type advantages or disadvantages, right? So I don't really know how you have that, could ever have that work balance-wise. Like, it does register as weird Charizard being able to do strong fire attacks on a Blastoise, but... fair trade-off, right? Yes, I did get Star Fox Zero. I still had a lot of fun with it, ultimately. I mean, I do like motion aiming stuff, so that helped. Admittedly, though, there definitely was it definitely was one of those cases of, like, I do like dual-screen gaming, but in an action game, to go from the gamepad to a TV, that's not as immediate as a DS or a 3DS, right, where the screens are right above each other. And there was definitely a feeling of like, oh yeah, this might not be an ideal fit for this. But it definitely wasn't, like, it did target 60 frame rate wise as well, didn't it? But it definitely did not always mean that. So I guess they were rendering two different screens of the game that could have different angles, right? A bit like a split screen game. Being quite demanding. You like newer Pokemon like Mega Charizard X and Mega Charizard. I forgot about the variations actually, yeah. So I think I actually preferred Mega Charizard Y, even though it was like the same color as classic Charizard, so I guess not as notably different. Yeah, they were cool. I think people want those back, right? The Mega Evolutions. I mean, I guess inevitably every new little feature or thing they introduce, they can't all henceforth be in every game, I guess, right? Don't completely know how you manage that. Barnsey, thank you so much for the follow, friend. Hope you're doing well, Barnsey. Thank you for coming by. Hope you've been enjoying all the GRcade festivities this week. Oh, Penny, thank you for We All Live in a Pokemon World. I'm very sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. You've got so many requests in. And we're finishing in like 13 minutes. I'm really sorry. We'll at least get Cricket, thank you for requesting Fate Stay Night. I have continued reading that. Been quite relieved to see some development for the main character. Having a great time with it though. Excellent visual novel. And inexplicably, Alma has requested that Eurovision song he hates. So we are getting that. Those will get in. Oh, great to hear, Barnsey. Thank you so much again. We had great times playing the Mario Kart with everyone on Monday as well, haven't we? It's yeah, it's just sort of the calm before the loopiness of old gaming UK gaming TV shows. Actually, Shiki might be looking at Game Center CX, which is the really wholesome Japanese one with the fella that goes back and usually plays Famicom 8-bit NES games, though he did do quite a range, didn't they? I mean, my favourite part that I saw that show was when they played Sonic 1. And I guess because Sonic was never that big in Japan, right? So there's this moment where they turn the Mega Drive on and it just the Sega yell and just the entire office that he's with just bursts out laughing. So they're just so... if you're not expecting it, if that's not just in your DNA, it just specifically I'm like, oh yeah, of course the console yells at you who made it when you play a Sonic game. It's Very Contagious Smile, Arano, his name is on Game Center CX. Because yeah, Cheeky has streamed that before, and that's always been fun. I don't know if that's one of the ones he's doing tonight. It might be more the UK side, like Games Master and the like, yeah. Or Gamesville with a Z, which I don't know how Cheesecake Brother keeps coming up, but he actually was an extra on that in a couple of episodes of Gamesville. It was called. It was on Sky. And it wasn't actually that well regarded as a video game centered TV show, but it did have like a game guru who they had a smoke machine behind, or something similar. And he was like all hooded up like Obi-Wan, and my brother and many others had to like, and many others on there, they had to like bow as they were like, now we're going to the cheats guru or whatever. So I should try and find that episode. Not to dox poor Cheesecake Brother. I never called him Cheesecake Brother as doxing him, I hope. You got a bit, he had a rough... Oh no! Japan, no. Oh my god! Oh my gosh. There are times when I'm like, is this person joking? And when I know that someone's username and indeed their avatar is Charmy the Bee Fiend, I know for a fact they are joking when they say Sonic was never good. I mean, maybe it's 4D chess Bee is playing with us, but I think I'm going to assume probably not. He is right to think Charmy is lit though, because he is. I forgot. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, close up of the Charmmeister. It's just wait for like the Sonic 7 movie, whichever one they'll go to for like Charmy the Bee post credits. I mean, I guess that would be that'd probably be like Team Chaotix, I guess, if they did that right. But I think it'd be best if they just rely on the sheer star power of Charmy the Bee alone. Hi, Luke. How you doing, live? Thank you for coming in. Yeah, this one became folks in our circle did stream quite a bit of Eurovision content, and this song became a bit of a running gag. Just certain parts of it, right? Like asking if you want a sweet to suck on, and just saying it with such curious emphasis, shall we say? Like a lot of stuff like that. It's I am no Eurovision expert, but I will also I can't pretend I'm above the kitsch of stuff like that. It's and this song is peak kitsch, for better or worse, right? It's like one of the few, along with Cammy in Street Fighter, it's one of the only times seeing the Union Jack doesn't make me go, ooh, nationalism, ooh. But like in that song on stage, like the electronic crazy signs, you got all the flight stewards. That's it could be okay there, I guess. Jazz Armor, next stream, can you be hooded like the game's cheat? Yeah, it's oh man, could do with more cringe content around here, couldn't we? So why not? and you know what, that guy was having the time of his life on that show. It's that was still definitely like the era of cheats being such a hyped aspect of games. That definitely went away afterwards, but not gonna lie, I can imagine you can imagine Martha as Amiel. There's the music for Crisis City. Oh, you guys are talking 06, yeah. Hi, Andy. Thank you for coming in. Hope we're having a good stream. Absolute battle. There you go, Armour. It's good you requested that. A song that you apparently don't like, but the Scooch song got a lot of Eurovision memories going on there. That's really fun. Of all the ways to be dogs, that would be the funniest. But yeah, thank you for coming by, Andy. It's been great to see you on a lot of the GRcade streams. I hope you're doing well, friend. Not the most high-octane one we've got going on here, but it is sort of etch-a-sketch, who's that Pokemon kind of No worries at all, Cheeky. Yeah, it's we'll check on you come 9 o'clock. Yeah, I'm excited to see what you got lined up for us on that. Thank you, Cheeky. Sorry, I'm mad props to the people who can like read out chat systematically. You'll notice my tendency to reply to a thing that was said like 7 minutes ago. Hopefully it's reasonably tenable. On a more chill later. Oh yeah, Amy has had different characterizations, doesn't she? Barbara obsessing over your BF, protecting birds and hitting bad people with oh my gosh, this rules. Yeah, I guess multiple ways Amy and by extension Barbara can be awesome there. we do stand hitting bad people with Pico hammers. It can be warranted, right? It's we won't hit Jesse and James with Pico hammers. We might give them a stern look when they try and rob a child of his pet. So, yeah, maybe we will Pico them actually. Yeah. Well done, Brittany. Yeah, this is one of the big 4-part ones. It's yeah, because Star U is just the 5 points, isn't it? And then I guess Star B is like 2 stars. So it's quite clever, right? It's again, I promise I'm not a Gen 1 or bus guy, but I am definitely the earlier the Gen, probably the more likely I can reliably name the Pokemon. But there are cases of like later Pokemon where I'm like, oh my god, what is that one called? That one's cool. What's the one that something Lord? There's one that's something Lord that I'm just always staggered to find out is the actual name for it. Like quite Guz Lord. There we go. I just can't. We live in a post-Guz Lord world, everyone, and I don't know. We are managing despite everything, but my lord, I couldn't get over that one. Star-Lord, Waylord. I knew Waylord. Star-Lord will include, why not? Actually, Starmie's a Star-Lord. Yeah, there we are. It's, Hiya, Duck Game. Thank you for coming. That would be really fun if they added this to the Switch Online library. Yeah, because it'd be interesting because the Star Fox 2 comparison has come up, right, Duck? Where, a game that was, as far as I know, this is more or less finished. It's just never been officially released. But what makes this one interesting is it's never been officially announced, right? We never knew about this until the big Nintendo Giga leak from a few years back. So it would be interesting. I mean, you know, it'd be a thing they could easily put on an NSO, I assume. They did just put Mario's Picross, the Game Boy one, on there, right? Oh, I think the Super Famicom one as well. Yeah, I guess we have 2 takeaways from today's stream. One is, remember there's a Pokemon called Guzzlord. But also Picross is very, very lit. Pico to the puffins. No way, I thought it as Agumon. I don't suppose we have Digimon Picross in any capacity. We would be better for having it. Gamesville was hosted by 2 catalog models, yeah. Very early 2000s, wasn't it? Still alive, yeah. It's, For once I'm not talking about Amigo the Monkey from Somebody Amigo there. In that quote. Oh, there you go, Iron Green Gecko. aka GRcade UK, who I thought might have been Peds the other day, but it wasn't. Yeah, sadly no Guzzlord in this. This is a few gens too early for that. What about Gramble though? Because I love that sassy Gramble pose. I think that's everything. Do it in the Dexter voice. With it? No, I can't. I really wish I could move, especially for you, my friend. I am a one-voice person. Yeah, like I'm trying to that nasally kind of electronic one, isn't it? With its maze. No, Anyway, with its massive fans, I forgot there was fairy type as well. With its massive fans and strong jaw, Grumble looks like a fierce opponent, but it's a total sweetheart, a timid Pokemon who bites only when provoked. This amusing contrast has made it popular among young people. Yeah, that pose is amazing. That is really sweet. They've done the Pitbull thing there, where yeah, it turns out Pitbull's absolutely capacity to be the biggest, lickiest, just most affectionate, lovable little things ever, right? It's very sweet like that. We are all about speaking of Crits content, me dabbing. Thank you for this. But we are also all about pro Pitbull messaging around here. They are little sweethearts. I think Amadeus wants you to. I think you're right, B. I don't know how we're so confidently arriving to that, and yeah, it's maybe it's for me to mess up on Picross, despite that. There we go. Good timing, because it has just turned 9. Yeah, it's a lovely one, isn't it? Yeah, lovely ballad. The Power of One from Pokemon. I don't think I would have remembered this was from... Oh, this was from 2000, right? This was probably an end credit song, wasn't it? That was really fun to... I do remember watching Pokemon the movie 2000 and my brother and I laughing at the really silly... one of the really silly songs in the end credits. And you could tell, like, years later to realise, oh, of course that's a Weird Al song. It so obviously is, and because it's Weird Al, it's like really excellent, and it's using Pokemon for lyrics, right? Like, it's he's quite good at what he does, and I'm so glad someone on the like localization side of like the Pokemon media side was like, yeah, let's get Weird Al in on this. He's a perfect fit for that material, isn't he? Yeah, the credits of Pokemon the movie 2000, yeah. Pokemon, yeah. Everybody Pokemon, that one, yeah. It's, yeah, like, very jaunty in the way you'd expect from Weird Al. It was really fun. It's, I still like the Octopath Traveler character voice. Who also voices Amy, nice. Same voice actress, nice. B, actually, it's an Ultra Beast. Amy should capture some wildlife and set them upon Eggman. Amy has a tarot card thing as well, doesn't she? Fascination for that, which is fun, yeah. Oh, that's fun still. I remember Go 8-Bit coming out, yeah. I think that was, oh, what's his name? I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. Mock the Week. Dara O'Brien. Yeah, that was his initiative, wasn't it? Oh, gosh. Oh, wow. Blimey. Oh, they did a Tarzan rip-off Pokemon film. Gosh. Pokemon's one of those things you can learn new things about every day. Even... I mean, gosh, how many Pokemon films are there at this point, right? There's certainly... enough that a lot of the plots of them would surprise me, I bet. I saw the first and the third ones in the cinema. I don't remember why I didn't see 2000 until home video. Here it is! I swear I didn't happen to mention this. I swear I thought of this independently, not but... Oh, I'm so glad we can go out on this. Again, I'm very sorry for all the songs we're not gonna... We got through quite a few at least, actually. I always feel bad not getting them all. He's so good. I mean, of course he is, because he's Weird Al. You get him on your animated film, whether it's Transformers the animated movie or Pokemon the movie 2000. Just instant prestige, I think we'd agree. We may have requested the credits music in order. Really? Well remembered on that. Yeah, I somewhat recall Pokemon the movie 2000. I do recall... Well, you know how I'm the chosen one, right? But because I'm in snow, now I feel like I'm the frozen one, which is some dry and pan levels of witticism that we recall ever so fondly from that, right? On this weird jaunty tone, thank you so much, everyone. Again, I believe I'm streaming Halo multiplayer stuff tomorrow at 6 for the GRcade lot. Knowing me, I might be a bit late streaming that. I don't completely know how we're hosting that, so we'll see. But thank you so much in any case, everyone. We'll go have a lot of fun with cheeky and old video game TV content, which will be of its time, I'm sure, in a lot of different curious ways also. But thank you so much, everyone. Take care, everyone.